the poetry books of the Bible make up just 3 out of the 66 books. They're the smallest, besides wisdom, which is only 2. And people often combine them, but there's a lot to take from both poetry and wisdom. So if you look in your table of contents, go in the Old Testament. All these are in the Old Testament. Look for the book of Psalm, not Psalms, right? It's not called Psalms, although we often call it that, but it's actually called Psalm. Psalm would be a poetry book. And if you jump ahead a few more, you'll see one called Song of Songs, or Song of Solomon in the table of contents. That's a poetry book. And the last one, jump ahead a couple more to Lamentations, and that is a poetry book. These books show us a lot about who God is and God's truth, but they do that with symbolism and with images in very creative ways. So we're going to show you a video, but before we do that, I just want to summarize what these 3 books are about, because you probably haven't read through all of these books. If you have, that's really awesome, and I'm really proud of you. I am. But these can be hard books to read, even though they're not very long besides Psalm. Psalm is the longest. So we're going to, as a refresher, just talk about what these books cover. So the first one, Psalm, Song of Songs, Lamentation. We'll talk about Song of Songs. Does anyone know what this book is about? Love, okay.
It's basically a bunch of love songs.
Yeah, Jaden?
I believe it was kind of like a love ballad type of thing written by Solomon. And basically it's kind of like a play about him and his wife, I believe.
Yeah, so you can think of this as like ye old Riz. Because, this is it's a love story about a man and a woman, probably King Solomon and a wife of his. And we can look at it on a deeper level, and it's also about like God's love for us as his children, like for Israel back then and for the church today. And it's one of the most unique books because it doesn't really talk about laws. It doesn't really talk about history or even really mention God's name all that much. It talks about love and beauty and marriage and so many great things. It's kind of like, it's only 8 chapters long. It's not that long. It's kind of like a playlist of love songs, like an old one. But it's in the Bible because it shows us, it reveals to us just how deep God's love is in some incredible ways. What do we got here? Now it'll say some weird things. So like the man talking to the woman, he's trying to riz her up, right? It's his wife. He says, instead of you're beautiful, he says, your eyes are like doves. Okay, that's not too weird. I don't know if any of the girls would like that, but that's not bad. And he says, your lips drip with honey. Okay, that's interesting. He says, your hair is like a flock of goats coming down a hillside. Ye old Riz. And then probably my favorite one from Song of Songs is your neck is like the Tower of David. So on the surface level, this book, it's not very long, 8 chapters. It's about romantic love and being united with somebody in marriage. But again, for Christians, it's a picture of God's love for his people and how passionately he loves his children, his bride, the church. Song of Songs talks about love in 2 different ways, that love is powerful and love is patient. It talks about love as like this unquenchable fire that you have, and God celebrates relationships between man and women and how the love points to something bigger, how a marriage between a man and a woman should model God's love for his people, right? That sacrificial love from a man. And it also talks about how love should be patient, and it actually talks to girls, to the woman a couple times, saying, don't awaken love before it's time, meaning to be patient, that love is very serious, and it's not something you should just jump into because of how deep and complex it is. So I encourage you, you should actually read through Song of Psalms with a parent. And ladies, you should read through it with your mom. And just talk about like the love and the romance and the patient side of relationships. And men, read through it with your dad, or if you can read through it with me too, and just talk about faithfulness and respect and passion. You will set up your relationships for success if you read through this book of the Bible with a parent and talk about godly relationships.